This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. The Kansas City Chiefs lose another close one. In one position games, they're 0-5 this year, and they're used to winning all the previous ones, or a lot of the previous one-score games. Nobody else seems to be maybe talking about this, but a little Sam Vaughn smack is 3rd and 1 from the 19 in a ball on a 3rd and 2, both times to the ball. I thought at least one of the times they could ran it, they decided not to, and it hurt the Chiefs, keeping drives alive, and Patrick threw a lot of balls. And that, when he's not playing as well, has become a problem. The Chiefs had one of the best running games on 3rd and short in the league. I also don't understand why the Chiefs don't rely on quarterback sneaks behind center more. Also, Chiefs probably did not blitz enough on 3rd and long like they're normally set to do, as they gave up a long 3rd and 15 on the final drive, and more. What went wrong with the Chiefs? The Chiefs' offense sputtered. Patrick Mahomes threw an interception in the 3rd quarter. Potential special teams and miscues, for instance, blocking and penalties, and negated a potential big run in the red zone. Kansas City Chiefs allowed too many critical conversions late in the game and couldn't make stops. They needed it. They lost puts pressure on the Chiefs to playoff path is in real questions. Now it's above 50%, but the Chiefs are in question of making the playoffs for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career. Denver continues to ride the momentum of their now on 8-game winning streak as of this game. It gives them a strong grip in the division and puts other teams in the AFC West on notice. Their kicker and special teams made the difference for Denver, and Chiefs missed an extra point. Chiefs will have a tough opponent in the Colts coming up this week. I also think the Chiefs are missing Isaiah Pacheco. Maybe more than I thought. They are missing his explosiveness, as Kareem Hunt is not very explosive. Pacheco is definitely not the most explosive player in the league, but he does have some explosiveness. The Chiefs lose by 3 at the gun in a field goal. The same situation was last year. The Broncos had a chance to win that one as well, but that one missed. This on the right side of the ash. On Sunday night, 41 Action News crew gives a reaction to the Chiefs' loss.
Next week for the big game, that big game with Mizzou, yeah. Matt Derrick, what word are you going to say over and over again?
Playoffs? Playoffs?
We'll see. Is it a positive sense or a negative sense? That might be one of our questions here. Like right now with the Chiefs. Fellas, thanks for being here. Let's get to question number 1. Will the Chiefs make the playoffs? And why or why not? It's a double-decker question there. Curtis, they're 5-5. Well, were they 5-5 and 21? That was kind of the bad middle part of the regular season. They got their stuff together. Are they going to get their stuff together this season?
I still think they're going to make the playoffs. But the question is, will it matter? Because it's been striking to watch this team lose the game they lost today over and over and over again, because they hung banners at that place, winning games like they lost today. The last thing you wanted to see if you were a team or the fan of a team was Patrick Mahomes walking onto the field in the final minutes of a tie game. And now it doesn't seem to matter.
3 and out twice.
Yes.
The best
analogy I could think of is like a great courtroom drama where every week it looks like the odds are stacked against the prosecution, but they find some way to win the case every week. And people tune in every week to see how they're going to pull it out of the fire this week. And then suddenly in season 7, they just lose every single case. They taint evidence, they lose witnesses, they object to their own questions. And people are watching the show going, what happened to my show? That's what it's like watching the Chiefs this year. It's just inexplicable to watch them lose this type of game every single
big Law and Order fan, aren't you there, K-Dog?
Among others.
Look, he brings a great point. Chiefs won 17 straight one-score games, and now follow that up with 5 straight losses in one-score games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it evens out a little bit, but they were just so good at it for so long. But they would lose one here or there. But this is They need to win one.
Been all or nothing.
And they're not winning one here or there. So can they make the playoffs? Absolutely they can. They don't need to go 7-0 to make the playoffs. But I don't think today was a great day for them. I mean, Jacksonville won. That wasn't great. And then, of course, they lost. So that wasn't very good either. The absolute must win, perhaps, this week against the Colts. I guess there's a way to mathematically figure it that it's not that big a deal. You can just win all the others. But you can't just keep losing and say, well, we'll just win the other ones.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way.
Eventually, you run out of the others.
Yeah, there's no more others.
Absolutely, Matt. What about you? I feel like the division's lost, playoffs or not, other teams are going to lose. What do you think? Does 5-2 down the stretch get it done? Do they need to go 6-1? Where do you put them at?
I mean, 5-2 should get it done as long as it's the right 5-2. You could end up in a 10-7 situation with some bad tiebreakers. But I mean, this team it is perplexing because you look at this and this team is really close to maybe 3 plays away from being 8-2 instead of 5-5. But they're just not winning the games like you've all said and mentioned that they're winning that they used to. So how do they get that swagger back? I don't know, but they're missing it on both sides because right now I don't see a team that's convinced that they can win, and I'm not seeing opponents that are quaking in their boots anymore. So next gen stat says 59% chance of making the playoffs. I think it's better than that. I think they'll make it.
Okay, 59%.
The Vikings and the Bears played. The Vikings took the lead with Jordan Addison to pull a comeback, almost. But the Bears answered with a 61-yard return. And then the Bears would get 11-yard gain, but subtract 5 of that off that. Cairo Santos would line up for a 48-yard field goal where he's been money below 50 in his career, and that one was good for the Bears to win. 19-17. Packers get it done over the Giants 27-20 against a bad Giants team. As Jameson Winston started for the Giants, he had 201, 19-29 with 1 interception. Jordan Love went 13 of 24 for 2 touchdowns and 174 yards passing. Jordan Love needs to be better. Micah Parsons has 1.5 sacks in the game. Brian Burns had 2. And the Packers win 27-20. The Chargers completely fell apart in the game against the Jaguars. The Jaguars and Chargers have been inconsistent. As Trevor Lawrence is typically not been as good as Justin Herbert, but he had a rough game, and the Jaguars took advantage of dominating the Chargers 35-6. The Panthers skid in overtime, winning by a field goal and another close one. As the Panthers beat the Falcons, Panthers are a surprising team and 6-5. The Panthers get the winning field goal to win 30-27. The Falcons, Michael Penix got hurt and is out for the season. He has aggravated his knee. And Drake London sprains his PCL. He will miss time. A PCL keeps the shin and bone from moving backward. That's according to ChatGPT. Steelers roll a team that clearly misses Joe Burrow as the Bengals fall to 3-7. Advance, but a dumb play happened in the game which Jalen Ramsey and Jamar Chase get into it. And Jamar Chase spits in his face and only faces a 1-game suspension while Jalen Ramsey slapped him in the face and maybe threw a punch. He was thrown out of that game. As for Jamar Chase, he stayed in but is now suspended for 1 game, which I don't get. If you spit on a player, anybody, you should deserve more than 1 game. That's Sam Von Smack. He needed to be for more like 4 to 6 weeks. That's Sam Von Smack as well. The Steelers are 6-4. The Bengals are 4-7. The Buccaneers and the Bills finish off a great game. The best one of the day as teams answered the whole game back and forth in a dramatic finish. The Buccaneers led 32-31. The Bills countered with 2 touchdowns to win the game 44-32. Now we'll go to Sunday night and then get back to the other games. Sunday Night Football, the Eagles won a low-scoring game, 16-9. The Lions came out averaging 31.4 points per game, but were silenced by a good defense by the Eagles. Detroit converted 3 of 13 on third down and 0 of 5 on fourth down, severely limiting their offense. The Eagles' offense was not dominant again. They produced under 300 yards and were criticized for being repetitive and slow despite winning the game. But they did win. The Eagles' defense has forced multiple critical stops, and especially in the fourth down. The Lions only came on a 40-yard touchdown pass, but things fell apart after the Lions. The Eagles' offense leaned more on the defense performance than the high-powered offense. Eagles win on Sunday night, 16-9. The 325 game was a score of 14-3 at the end of one, but the Seahawks would get 4 field goals and pull within 1, but the Rams continued to keep it going. Sam Darnold, who looked very good and was doing well, Sam Darnold did not get it done in the biggest games of them all. He threw 4 interceptions, and the Seahawks still had a chance to convert a 61-yard field goal, although it was no good. The Rams won in a tight one, 21-16, and lead the NFC West at 8-2. The Eagles are also tied, but have the head-to-head against the Rams this season. The 49ers were the better team of the Cardinals, and they should have been 41-22. The Ravens evened their record back up at 5-5 and have a 4th win in a row against the Browns. That should have been earlier, but they won. Ravens win over the Browns 23-16. The Monday night game was not very good of a head-to-head game, but the Cowboys played well against the Raiders. George Perkins had 114 yards. Cowboys win easily, 33-16. Good game going to look forward to this week. Bills play the Texans Thursday night at 7:20. Chiefs host the Colts at 12. And so do the Bears play the Steelers at 12. And the Rams host the Buccaneers to finish out Sunday night. And actually, a good one will be the Panthers and 49ers. That game happens on Monday night at 7:20. The Panthers have been surprising this season. And we'll do more on this week, probably Thursday. Mizzou wins big 49-27 in college football. Or Kansas State beats Oklahoma State 14-6. Oklahoma wins an upset over on the road as Alabama was 4 and Oklahoma was 11 as they nearly pulled out to the Sooners. Oklahoma 23-21 over Alabama. Georgia rolls over Texas 35-10. Notre Dame wins big 35-17. Also, Virginia Tech James Franklin, former Penn State coach. In college basketball tonight, Michigan State comes out with a surprising performance as they beat Kentucky 83-66. KU plays Duke in the State Farm Classic. That game is underway. We post the score at the end of this podcast. And this game is in Madison Square Garden, although not a tournament, but at the State Farm Classic in Madison Square Garden. More on college football tomorrow. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.